I decided to come on and talk about the reboots and the Batman, and because I wanted to talk about it. But how y'all guys doing? And I just put out a video, 2 videos yesterday. I'm gonna start doing audiobooks, and the first audiobook that I decided to do was Jackie Chan, Never Grow Up. And I put the introduction, part 1 and part 2, on my channel. So listen to those. And then I'm going to be doing chapter 1 later on today. And I post it sometime tomorrow in the morning. And then later on tomorrow, I'm going to do maybe Game of Thrones introduction. And then on Friday, I would like to do I don't know if you are part of Twitch. I do have a Twitch stream that I do and play music and do music reviews and listen to them and give them my point of view because I love music. And so, but the book is really good. The audio and the introduction is really good. And then Thursday on that same day, we're gonna do the Jennifer Lewis book. I listen to the introduction first before I decide if I want to record it first. So it should be. I hope you guys like it. And then I'm still waiting on my webcam and my new camera that I ordered. The post office and the shipping is on delay because all this because what is going on now in the world. So as soon as I get that thing all together, I can start putting out some TV shows, and and I could give you like a listing what you want me to do, and then we could start watching movies together on Zoom because I just got Zoom, and I could invite like 100 people, and we could watch movies together, and I think it would be good. But I want to talk about I really, really, really want to talk about Batman. I'm a huge fan of Batman. Adam West. When I started watching Batman, I started watching when my father introduced me into Adam West, and I have the DVD, the whole collection of the series. And I say that because very few actors and a very few actresses take a role seriously. Like, for one, Kate Winslet as an actress, she takes her roles very seriously. Same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio. He picks his roles very that it relate to him, and he see himself through a role that he may be a potential or someone that he could relate. So that's what he does. But Adam West, when I started watching Adam West and the cast, when Eartha Kitt played Batman, Eartha Kitt played Catwoman, I should say. That was the beginning of the Batman saga, and we saw many people who put on the suit along the years. We saw Michael Keaton, and I think he did a wonderful job. And I think at that time, even though we look at it now, we think like, well, it's corny, and it was not really that good up to the standards that we want, the standards that today that we wanted. I think at that time, in that very moment, we needed to have that Batman mentality. Even though we did not expect the things that we wanted to see, and even the villain, when we had a Batman Forever, when we had Two-Face, and then we had the two ladies, one evil and one nice. Even the Riddler, Jim Carrey played the Riddler and the scientist. So I think, and I think at that time, I still think hands down Jim Carrey played a sectionist very good Riddler to this today. I felt at that time he should have gave him more things to do in the movie, and then when we had George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell playing Batman and Robin, I enjoyed George Clooney for what it was, but Chris O'Donnell did a good job playing it. I think that was the only character that after Batman Forever they decided to bring him back for a second movie, and very rarely we haven't seen that in the in upcoming Batman, like the Christopher Nolan one. Christopher Nolan, like the only person that I know, and he's not a villain or a superhero, was Commissioner Gordon. He came back, and then the Butler came back, but we haven't seen, like ongoing characters that we see in the next movie, and but I enjoyed back to Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton did a exceptional job playing Batman. To me, if I had to choose Michael Keaton and George Clooney and Val Kilmer, when I saw Val Kilmer playing Batman, the only person that I saw Val Kilmer playing was freaking Iceman from Top Gun. It was like no escaping of that role. And plus, when you see a movie with especially the character, especially when you see another person with another role they was playing before having Batman Forever, we should not be seeing another person playing another role. We should see him playing Bruce Wayne. But when I was sitting down and I was watching Val Kilmer, I did not see Val Kilmer playing Bruce Wayne. I see Val Kilmer playing playing Iceman. And And I feel like some actors do really need to pick their choose and how they get their characters all together and how they get their how they get the scripts. And if you're going to choose your roles, I feel like you need to get a meeting in next day and see how they're going to like if they need a workout regimen, their food intake, how many times you need to be eating each day, how many times you're supposed to work out. Um, um, I felt, you need to embody um, in the character, but also not try to kill yourself the same time, because I feel like some actors forget, they're human too, you know. But let's talk about Robert Pattinson for 1 second. I love Robert Pattinson. I'm a huge fan of him. I did watch all the Twilight films. I have all the DVDs except for the last one of Twilight. Um, um, and I was a huge fan because he was in Harry Potter and he played Diggory. And so everybody was like, oh, that's the guy from Twilight. No, he was in Hogwarts first before he was ever in Twilight. You know, but um I think um I think that Robert Pattinson, I don't think he's not going to give out the full potential in a Batman that we normally see in him. Even though he says that he always wanted to play Batman, I feel like if that was the case, you would at least do a little work, on the body, and a little bit toning up. We're not asking you to do much, but at least tone up, be physically fit. So when you do put on the suit, we don't want you to, faint or, and a lack of, trying not to be, act like, dehydrated. Always be dehydrated with water and everything, but we want to make sure that we don't want nothing to happen to you. I think that is the issue. And to me, when you got this role, you should have had a team together and say, listen, this is the schedule that we're going to be having. This time and this time, you have your 7 small meals a day, and then in the middle 2 times, you do like the lower body, and then you work on your upper body, and then the next day you do your back, and then you do your arms, and then but we could I think and he's so worried about being Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is an easy person to finesse. I think the hardest thing that he's gonna have on set really is those long hours in the suit and how he's going to maneuver in the suit and how he's going to do all the fighting scenes in the suit, you know. And that is the issue that I'm worried about. And plus, we always want to make sure when a person takes on that role that, you know, that we don't want nothing to happen to that person, you know, in anything, you know, in the role. But I hope this Batman, you know, Robert Pattinson as Batman, I hope he does a good job playing him. I hope he does. But do I have high hopes? And succeeding, you know, is gonna do, you know, smashing box offices and, you know, succeeding. You know, I don't know. But then again, the audience for some reason like, you know, trash stuff lately, you know, and because I feel like to order us for not seeing too many trash out there, and I'm talking about TV, music, and TV and movies and whatnot. Hold on. Hold on. Hello. No, you got the wrong number. Okay. I just completely lost my train of thought. But let's talk about the reboots. They trying to reboot Scarface. I think that is a very bad idea. Um, the only time that you need to have a reboot is when the original one mess up, and or the direction was wrong, or the script is wrong, or that's the only time that you need to do a reboot. Scarface didn't have none of that. Didn't have no flaws. Did not skip a beat. Everybody had their A game. It was a wonderful ensemble cast, and I felt that Scarface should not be having no reboots at all. And the reason why I say that, because I've seen plenty of reboots like Dirty Dancing, Footloose, those, and I felt like, you know, it's not needed. Overboard, they did Overboard. Um, even they made those films look like a freaking joke. It makes, you know, the work that all that work that they did back in the day when they made them, they made them look dumb, like they was worthless and they didn't do the job right. And to me, respect the roles that you have when that role is finished. You know, they made Goldie Hawn, you know, like when she did her role in Overboard, she did a wonderful job in Overboard. And then this new chick that is supposed to be funny, you know, did the reboot of Overboard, and is really disrespectful and not making, you know, all that work that they had before of that all that work that they did back then and doing all that work now. I don't like it. And Footloose didn't need it. Even Kevin Bacon did not want to do Footloose again because he felt, you know, why should I do this role again? Because I succeeded in this role. I made my point in this movie. Why does it need to be reenacted when I know I did my job, I succeeded. It's a classic. Why are you gonna ruin it again? Dirty Dancing, they ruined Dirty Dancing. They disrespected Patrick Swayze. Um, you know, especially, Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze put their heart and freaking soul to Dirty Dancing. And it was like sweat and tears throughout the freaking movie, a lot of hard work, and they made the reboot as a joke and made the movie Dirty Dancing like half ass. Like, I have um 3 copies of Dirty Dancing. When I look at Dirty Dancing now, it is like, remember that trash movie they decided to remake? It just, but I feel like people in the entertainment world are just sitting in whatever round table they have, square, and they trying to figure out how they're gonna entertain us. What we need new writers, and we need new directors, and we need new producers, and the ones that we know that can actually know how to bring stuff to the table and know how to direct and produce and do costume designing and editing and composing, because whoever who knows how to do all that, those are the people that we need. And the ones that we don't need, well, maybe y'all need to find yourself a new job, a new way of things, you know like I was blown away when I was watching the Oscars, and I was freaking shocked, like when the composer of the Joker came up and it was a female. I thought a man did that. I didn't know it was a woman. So trust me and believe, I learned something new that night. And if congratulations to that lady. Congratulations. Then everybody was up in the aura because Parasite won for freaking Best Picture. So the hell what? I'm proud of Parasite. You know, don't hate. Just clap your hands. But I really enjoyed the Oscar this year, and I enjoyed the halftime with Jennifer Lopez and J-Lo. I think J-Lo and Jennifer did a wonderful job, doing the halftime. And I think that was the last time that we actually everybody was out with friends and family and having a good time before everything went when hit the fan. But I enjoyed myself. But I just want to let you guys know that later on today there'll be chapter 1 for Never Grow Up, and it's gonna be breaking up to, I'll probably break it up into 3 parts, and then tomorrow I will do the introduction for Game of Thrones, part 1 and part 2. It depends how long it is. If it's long, I will break it up into 3 parts, and then Wednesday will be chapter 1 for Game of Thrones, and then later on that night, I will do the introduction for Jennifer Lewis in her book. And I have to see how long it is, and I chop it up into parts, and then I do chapter one for her for on Thursdays. Fridays, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I might go on Twitch, but then again, I might be away because I got an invitation to go upstate with some friends. Um, um, Hopefully my mask will be here, and then I can just, I've been in this house for so long. I forgot what the outside looked like. But I just wanted to talk to you about this reboot and Robert Pattinson. I hope he does I hope he gets his game right, and I hope that you know he does a good job playing the role of Batman, and I hope that what we see on the screen, that we are satisfied or somewhat be satisfied. But is not, I feel that mindset that he's doing right now is giving us like um a half and half, okay. Is like half. It's like the half of the homework is done. I do the half when I feel like it. You know. You know. I guess everybody cannot be Tom Cruise or Kevin Bacon or even Val Kilmer. Um that's another movie that I'm looking forward to seeing. Top Gun. I am so looking forward to seeing Top Gun. Oh, and I also got some movie reviews that I gotta do. I gotta do the Tom Hanks movie. Um Won't You Be My Neighbor? I also gotta do the Bad Boys, Little Women, and I gotta do a few others. I'm like, I saw a whole bunch of movies, but I hope everybody's having a good day and staying safe, and that, and I hope you enjoyed my book um audios because I'm really enjoying the book and Never Grow Up with Jackie Chan. It's really interesting, the part of the journey that he was talking about his mom and about his dad, about his life. It's really interesting, how he became the what he wants to do, and he knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a to work in the entertainment business, and he went to academy that who get. Hey Balaj, how you doing? How you been? How you doing? Safe? I was talking about Robert Pattinson, and I was talking about the reboot of Scarface. And and I posted up 2 videos yesterday. I'm doing audio now, audiobooks, and I decided to do the Jackie Chan Never Grow Up Balaj, and the introduction is on my channel, part 1 and part 2, and then later on today, or I might go live later on and just do the chapters. Um, and it's gonna be fun. It's probably gonna be late though. It's probably gonna be like around like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Um, cause I get my most energy at that time for some reason. I don't know about it. I don't know why I begin that energy at 11 o'clock or 10:30 around that time. But or if you don't see me later, I'm gonna record it and post it up later anyway. Um, and it's gonna be breaking up down in parts. Yeah, I took a break last month, Belize. Since my mom passed away. I took a break. I had to get my mindset together. Even though that I'm doing okay. But I have to see if I'm gonna keep this apartment. Because of my financial issues, I might have to move or move with a relative. I might have to move to Kentucky or something where my cousins is. So it's been stressful. But trying to I'm stressful, but not too stressful. But um, but later I'm gonna start and I have a Twitch stream, a strip Twitch channel on Twitch. It's Fiona Milton. Here, let me write it down. Is by my name. It's the whole thing together. That's my Twitch. You can follow me because on Fridays I'm gonna start doing music reviews, and we can listen to music. You can request stuff. We could have a good time. We could party and stuff. People like, hey, listen to music and have a good time. You know, it's gonna be so much fun. And cause I love me some music. But or I might do the audiobook over on the Twitch, and we could go chapter by chapter. Cause I'm doing the Jackie Chan book, and I'm doing the Jennifer Lewis book, and then I'm going to be starting doing the Game of Thrones audiobooks. I'm going to talk about it because I want to know. Because right now I'm watching the first season of Game of Thrones and going chapter by chapter of the audiobook of Game of Thrones, because I want to compare the two, and I'm writing down notes, and then we could talk about it, and so it's gonna be fun. But Balaj, what do you think about that Robin Pattinson being a Batman, and he doesn't want to be working out? Balaj, you have a nice picture. I think Yeah, Balaj, I said it before on in the beginning of the stream. I feel like, he's so worried about playing Bruce Wayne, but he's not giving the factor of that he has to put on a suit and and um he's not worrying about that. And I feel like as soon that he got the role, he should have had his team together the next day, have a meeting, and he should have talked about how his food, how he was going to eat, 2 times a day he'd be working out. He should do some leg and then do the upper body that day, and then the next day do the arms, do the legs, you know, because I feel like we don't want nothing to happen to him while he's on the screen, physically, because I know I don't know actually, but the suit has to be heavy, and we don't want him, let's just say a villain hit him, we don't want him to throw down like a ping pong. But Belize, where you live? Oh, it's okay. They give you any type of pain medication? I need to take out my wisdom teeth down in the back too. I was planning to go to the dentist sometime this year, but now with all this stuff that is going on, I was like, I don't want no one to be breathing on me right now. I'm like, I see you next year, because I need to take the two back of my teeth out, and, and take the one over here, and then I got to do gum work, and then I have to take another tooth out over here, and I know I'm gonna be in some serious freaking pain, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be needing all the drugs that they could give me, because I don't really like the dentist, because I had a bad experience at the dentist. I had a oh, okay. Well, I hope you feel better, Balaj, and I hope they giving you those drugs, cause oh, you get better soon. Have a lot of soup and a lot of noodles, and then soon you know it, you could start eating your chicken and your steak, and you start feeling good again. Where you live at, Balaj? Oh, that's a nice town. I always wanted to go to Atlanta actually. I want to go to the old lady gang. Um, cause I watch too much reality, Balaj. I like to watch the Real House of Atlanta, and I want to go to Candy's old lady gang restaurant. I love my collard greens. Gotta get them in. But I hope you feel better. Balaj, I'm gonna go. Then I can start recording. My part one of Never Grow Up with Jackie Chan. It talks about his life, his journey, and how he got the roles and how his journey is. I hope you listen to the introduction, part one and part two on the channel. And I hope you like it. Um, Tomorrow will be uh, Game of Thrones tomorrow. Introduction for Jennifer Lewis tomorrow, later on. And then we're going to work on chapter 1 and chapter 2 for Game of Thrones and for Jennifer Lewis. And then if I'm not going anywhere on Friday, I'll be on Twitch doing music streams, listening to music, and doing some artwork. So I hope I see you there and we can have a good time and listen to music and show you my artwork and but I hope you having a wonderful day, Balaj. And I'll talk to you later. Bye bye now.